Why do you hunt? Discover captivating personal stories that are inspiring Mississippi's next generation of hunters.
I got started deer hunting as a result of being born into the family that I was born into. My dad was an avid outdoorsman and a staunch conservationist. He had a tremendous impact on me, and as a result, it's carried down for 3 generations now, because my kids were raised as conservationists and now they're raising a 3rd generation of conservationists. It's much more than just harvesting meat for the freezer or a trophy for the wall. It's the total experience. One of the best investments that I made in my retirement was to buy a cab tractor with a buddy seat. And I put a grandchild on that buddy seat and their little legs are swinging, and they're with me when I'm planting food plots. My grandkids last February helped me plant a dozen trees, and I got one of them in diapers, squatting, throwing dirt in the ground, and it's growing better than any of the others. And one of these days, hopefully, that grandson is going to be harvesting wildlife underneath that tree that he planted when he was less than a year old. Last fall, I had one of my granddaughters in the tractor with me, and as we were clipping the underbrush, there were mice and rats running out from this overgrown field, and we were talking about them, and there was a big red-tailed hawk that was watching. I pointed it out to my granddaughter and I said, he's looking for something to eat. He's going to try to catch a mouse here in a minute. And sure enough, right in front of us, he flew down and he caught a mouse. And she just cheered for that hawk. She was so happy for him. Simple little experiences like that you share with your grandchildren, they begin to get the concept of what conservation is about. But I think a lot of people, particularly men, put a rifle in children's hands a little too young, and they don't fully appreciate what they've done. My first deer, I remember it like it was yesterday. We were hunting in Kemper County with a friend, and I'd already been hunting a couple of years trying to kill my first deer, and my dad had me hunting with a Model 94 Winchester 30-30 with iron sights. And I shot at several deer and didn't hit them. And when I finally killed a deer as an 11-year-old, it was a doe, and you would have thought it was a Boone and Crockett. You know, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I have no earthly idea how many deer I've killed in my life, but it's a lot. And every once in a while, I'll kill a buck that'll maybe jog my memory about one that I killed 30 years ago. But they, unfortunately, a lot of them, they just get lost in time. But I will never, ever forget the very first deer that I harvested. I was with my dad when I harvested my first deer, and I was with all of my children when they harvested their first deer, and now my children are with my grandchildren harvesting their first deer. When it's done right, it becomes a heritage for generations to enjoy, and not just something, you know, my kid killed this big buck and it's bragging rights for dad, and the kid doesn't even realize what he's done. When you instill in your family and you show them what being an outdoors person, a conservationist is about, it has a huge impact on them, on the future, and it also rubs off on other people. When they see, you know, well look, we killed, all 3 of us killed our limit of doves, and a lot of folks out there are like, well, why didn't you put them in the freezer and go shoot another limit? Because that's not good conservation. The limit is 15. So we shot 15 and we went home. That's what you do. I don't understand the mentality behind not being good stewards of the wildlife that we have. If we're not careful, we'll fail in our responsibility to teach that to future generations, and we'll lose a lot of ground that we've worked so hard to gain. We're blessed with such a tremendous resource here in Mississippi with wildlife, and in particular whitetails. And I feel like more of us need to be taking advantage of it. More of us need to invest in it with much more than buying a license and hunting, but investing in the actual whitetail population and the conservation of such a wonderful resource. My advice for a person who's interested and is either a novice or just has an interest to seek out somebody. Mississippi is blessed with an agency like we have to help the individual. All you got to do is ask, and they'll come running to help you with wildlife management on your place. They want to help you succeed. And a lot of people just don't tap into that resource as they should. Go online, look at the state's website and find out where they can hunt, what those regulations are, and what's required of them to be able to hunt on those places. And go meet the managers on that place and talk to them and find out, and they'll help them. Whether it's a novice that knows absolutely nothing about deer hunting and always wanted to but was afraid to ask anybody, has never shot a firearm. If they'll just seek out somebody that they know is a hunter and just, it's an old threadbare cliche, but it's true, pick their brain and just ask. They'll be surprised to find that the hunting community is much more generous than they're given credit. And if nothing else, just ask, can I go and sit a stand with you and observe and watch? And often that's all it takes. And they would love to help you have the experience that they love so much and to bring you into the fold.